Welcome to Richard Mabey Presents.
Hello, YouTube friends. This is Richard Mabey with Richard Mabey Presents. It's Wednesday morning, September 20th, 2023. I actually had planned for today to trim the hedges, but this afternoon, I'm going to, about 4 o'clock, go to my church and change the sign, both sides. I've looked at signs from both sides now. So change the sign in the front yard of my church. That's one of my jobs I do at church. And then they have the church supper, but they're not having any barbecue. They're not barbecuing hot dogs or hamburgers or anything, so I won't be doing the barbecue thing. So, but after the supper, I'll I say man. I gotta learn. I gotta learn not to say man the soundboard. Run the soundboard during the church service, which starts at 7. So it takes a lot of energy. And if I do the hedges, I'm just going to be exhausted. And usually after I do the hedges, I rest, so I won't be able to rest. So today I'm just going to clean house and do that kind of thing. It's a funny thing. Going through all these tests, medical tests for my heart. And so I'm kind of having anxieties about it all, you know. And I don't know, it's a strange thing. It's like a strange thing, you know. So at any rate, my last pitch for Joe Peace's comic book show this Friday and this Saturday, September 22nd and September 23rd from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. in Weirsdale on Highway 42. Now, a lot of people, not a lot, some, maybe a few, a few people have asked me, you know, why do the pitches for Joe's comic book shows? Well, I used to buy comic books on eBay, but there's one inhibiting factor about eBay, and that's the thing called postage and handling. So it's so cool. It's reminiscent to me of my dad and I when my dad was alive, from about 1990, no, maybe like 1988 to let's see, about 2004. My dad was a great collector of Hot Wheels and Matchbox, the little cars. And so some of them are really hard to find. They do that little trick, like there'll be like 100 Matchbox cars for 1995, but number 7 and number 88 and number 52 are really hard to find. It's done on purpose. So we would go to these comic book / toy shows. And one we used to go to was in Parsippany, New Jersey. And it was at, I think there's 2 high schools in Parsippany. I think, well, anyway, one of the high schools in Parsippany in their gymnasium. And it was always for a cause, you know, save the whales, global war. I don't mean to be facetious, but it was for a good cause. So there'd be an entrance fee, and then like people would, to have a table, the vendors, you know, that money would go towards, save the whales or whatever it was. I'm going to get in trouble for that, but worthwhile causes and nonprofit organizations. So anyway, we would go to these shows. Now, Parsippany one was like every other month, and that was a big show. I mean, high school gymnasium. Then there was one in Wayne, New Jersey, at the PAL building in Mountain View. Mountain View was a section of Wayne, right just south of Lincoln Park. And that was a pretty good show. It was in the firehouse, and they would take the fire trucks out and have it. But I always wondered, like, if there was a fire. It used to be on, we used to go Sunday after church. And I think it was from, like Joe Peace does it, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. or whatever it was. But we'd go after church, and we'd, go to church, eat lunch, and go to the show, comic book toy show. But, I was working at the phone company or working at the ad agency, and I had a couple of extra, I had a little extra folding money in my wallet, so I could buy, say, like, Batman from April 1966. Oh, I need that one. So, I could take out $25, $30 out of my wallet and buy that Batman comic, say in very good condition. There's different conditions in comic books, going from near mint, I think it goes near mint, very fine, fine, very good, good, good minus, or something like that. And then you get into, like, the kid had it and he just beat it up, So so I would get, like, the very good fine. It had some creases in it, wasn't in mint condition, but you could get like a Silver Age comic book that's from the 1960s for $25, $30. But I had that. Now I'm Social Security and my AT&T pension, so I walk dogs, and but anyway, so I don't have that. My wallet's not as thick. My wallet's not as thick when I was a younger man. But I got this. I just want to show you a classic example. Got this Pep Archie comic book, the 12 centers from the 60s. There's Jughead on the cover. And I always keep my comic books in a poly bag and a white backing board. Then what I do in the back, I put, like, I got this one for $6 for $15. So it comes to a little more than $2 for, let me see. This is the really cool, if you buy the poly bags, get the ones with the, you don't have to use the tape. It has the seal on it. It already has like a little glue there. Let's see now. Pep number 196 from August. August 1966. So for 6 for 15, so if it was $2, it should be 12. You got $3 extra. $2.50, I guess. $2.50. Yeah, 6 for 15. Yeah, $2.50. If you got this on eBay, the postage would be more than $2.50, and that's why I have no. As Barney Fife would say, I don't get any remuneration. But I just, I just encourage people to go to the comic book show, because there's so much goodwill and good fellowship, and people are kidding around and joking around, and and then there's always, who would win in a fight, Spider-Man or Batman, things like that. But yeah, this is a great I always got a kick out of these. Do you need extra money? $100 is yours. I tried this one time when I was I think it was seeds. It was like episode on the Andy Griffith Show where Opie and his buddies get the miracle salve and they can't sell it, but they got to pay for it anyway. There's like a little fine little asterisk with really tiny print. We don't take any back. You have to give us the money. And Barney and Gomer try to solve the problem. But yeah, I tried this one time with seeds, and I think I took the money out of I couldn't sell the seeds. I was going to knock it on doors and trying to sell the seeds to relatives, and so I had to buy all the seeds out of my own money, out of my own allowance money, and my Christmas money, my birthday money that I had saved up in my piggy bank. But yeah, I always got a kick out of these things. David McCallum, life-size pinup. He's a great actor. Just not really given the credit that he deserves. What is it? Number? There's a number there. I don't know what that means. So anyway, yeah, doesn't get the credit that he deserves, both from Man from Uncle and then from, is it NCSIS or whatever it is? Yeah, I mean he's like almost 90 years old, and he's still acting. He still does like guest spots. So yeah, comic book connection. Da da da. All right. Here's a funny thing. I forgot to delete from my camera yesterday's footage, so it's telling me I don't have much footage left. So I'm gonna take a break and be right back. So YouTube friends, I'm back. I'm getting old because that's the first time in ages that I forgot to delete the footage from yesterday on my camera. So I'm going through old stuff, and I'm 70 years old, and I got some heart problems. So I'm thinking, I'm looking, getting ready for, if something happens to me or something like that. So anyway, and I kind of like want to filter through my stuff and all that kind of thing. And my sister and I we are going to have a garage sale. But I came across my old Indian lore merit badge. And here's the story. This is an interesting story. In September of 1965, I was just turned 12 years old and just started 7th grade, and I got strep throat, and it led to the strep infection, went from my throat to my heart, and I had rheumatic fever, and for 1 year of my life, my feet never touched the ground. And I think I was in the hospital 3 times at the old Barnett Hospital in Patterson. And each time I was in there for 2 or 3 weeks, and they just pumped you with penicillin. That's what they did back then, just pumped you with penicillin. But in my time of both being in the hospital and then being at home with strict bed rest, I studied the Indian lore merit badge book. It's 90 pages. And one of the things is you had to make, I'll read the exact wording of it. Make an authentic model of an Indian dwelling that was used by any Indian tribe, tribal group, or tribal nation. So I had chosen a teepee. And my dad, we had woods right in back of our house, so Dad gathered up some sticks for me, and I had Mom had given me it was like an old sheet, and I cut it out, and then I painted with my model paint, little native. I don't know if there's one here in the book, but well, anyway, kind of Native American artwork on. Let me see if I can find it here. Well, oh yeah, here it is. So here it is here. And but I try to paint like Native American artwork on the teepee, and it took me like 3 or 4 times to get. I used model glue for the wood, but you really need Elmer's glue, so it was like a lesson. So then I gave up on the model glue and got the Elmer's glue, and it helped. Right, let me see here, like right here at this point here, and here is where I glued it together, right here. So the Elmer's glue held it together better. But anyway, I knew this book. This book is 90 pages long, and I knew this book backward and forward. So I got the TP done, and I had a little bookshelf in my room. Put it on, Mom put it on top of the bookshelf, the top, and I would look at it. I'm in bed all day long, so I'd be looking at and studying this book, and I learned a lot about Native American lifestyle, folklore, legends, truth, you know, that kind of thing. So the my my good buddy in Scouts, Donald Stone, and I used to go for merit badges together. So I called. So when after I was, the doctor said, okay, you can resume normal kid life. That was in around August of '66. So I had like a month before school start, before I started 8th grade, and I had tutors all through 7th grade. So, and Don said, no, I don't want to go for that one. So I said, well, okay, I'll go by myself to the merit badge counselor. And there was only one merit badge counselor at that time, and he was a tough cookie, So I went there, and he really put me. See, what happened was, I had studied this book when I had the rheumatic fever. Then I think it was like I was like in the midst of 8th grade when I finally got in touch with the merit badge counselor and all that kind of thing. Maybe it was like after, like in '66, so 60, like early 1967. I'm in 8th grade. I'm 13 years old, and a lot had happened in the fall of 1966. I had to catch up with schoolwork, and I was almost like a lap behind the other kids. So so anyway, I made the grand and glorious mistake of not reading the book just one more time. So, oh, I know it, I got it. So he kind of was tough, and he said, well, you got to come back. And I don't know what it was. Normally, that wasn't, stamp collecting merit badge, I had to go 3 or 4 times, to the counselor. Sometimes they had classes, So I was kind of insulted. This was a great book. This was just a great book. And I was like, who is he? I'm the expert on Native American lifestyle. I'm the This is the Southern California Native Americans had these. I'm the expert. I know more than the counselor does. Who does he think he is? I love the drawings in these mirror badge books. Just so great. So anyway, I got insulted. This book is a wealth of, I mean, I think these were like, I think they were 35 cents each. Yeah, 35 cents each. 35 cents, and you got a wealth of knowledge. I mean, it finally surpassed. I mean, it excelled above the World Book Encyclopedia articles about Native Americans. I mean, it was. This is just great. All the pottery and stuff. So anyway, I never went back. I said, I'll show him. I said, I'm 13 years old. What do I know? I said, I'll show that guy. I'm not going to go back. And I remember my father said, well, he doesn't care if you don't. He doesn't care. He doesn't care whether you go back or not. So I never got the Indian Lawyer Merit Badge. And it's one of the things I regret. There's the badge there. Had an arrowhead in it. So it's one of those things. I'll tell you, I love the pencil drawings in the book. But one of those things I really regret. I just, what are you going to do? So, tomorrow I'll put this up Thursday. So it's like, this is like this weird time warp. So here it is Wednesday morning, and this will go up Wednesday night or tonight or tomorrow morning. So I'll speak in terms of Thursday being tomorrow, that it's Wednesday. So I have to go for another test. The carotid artery, my carotid arteries. They're going to check out my carotid arteries. But each time I have to go to Tavares, which is quite a ride. So, but I'm really happy with the cardiologist I now have. She's very thorough. She's very smart. She is very caring. So I'm really happy that I'm going to this cardiologist. So my throat's getting dry here. But this whole ordeal of going through all these tests and things, it gets weary, it gets nerve-wracking, and you wait. Say, well, we'll say your appointment. I'm not putting it down. I'm not putting the people down, okay? But say your appointment's at 1, but they don't. The nurse or I don't know, physician assistant, whatever the terminology is. And people used to wear a badge, and it would say Ms. Thomas, nurse physician, or nurse, or registered nurse, or LPN, or whatever it was. But they don't wear those badges anymore. So anyway, so say your appointment's at 1 o'clock. So it takes an hour to get there, a little more than an hour to get there. So I didn't eat lunch. So now it's like 10 minutes, quarter to two before they call you in from the waiting room, and then it's this, they check your pulse or something like that. How much do you weigh? Here's weigh or something. And then you have to wait in that waiting room for half hour to 45 minutes. So when we say your appointment's at 1, you may not get to be seen or the test done until 2:30, 3 o'clock, which I understand. There's a backup, there's emergencies that come in. People come in with walk-ins and their arm is falling off. I get it. But it's kind of nerve-wracking. It's just nerve-wracking. So Thursday is the carotid artery test. Now next week is just about book solid. I think there's four tests that I have to go through. Different things, What are you gonna do? There's something really important I wanted to talk about and I forgot. And it's really important. Really important. Oh, I know what it is. That's not what I'll probably remember and talk about it tomorrow or something, but this is a neckerchief slide that it's like balsa wood. And originally it was white. It was like a white block. They used to have these in Boys Life, carve out a neckerchief slide. See that it's here hollow. But I didn't drill this hole. My dad drilled this hole here. And this was a block of wood. And there was a tool. What do they call that? A router? I think they call it a router. And my cousin Wes had all these tools. I was in high school. I think I was like a sophomore, about 15, and I made this. But my cousin Wes lived in Boonton at the time, and he had in his backyard like a really big shed, and he had the router, and I made this. I did this, but I didn't do it with I didn't do it like Jed Clampett, with the knife. It was done with a router, and actually, to be honest, Wes, his expertise, kind of helped me through this one. But I'm kind of proud of this one. From about my sophomore year till I got Eagle Scout, and a little after that, I used to wear this neckerchief slide a lot. I'm very proud of it, but it took me I think it was all day, a Saturday all day, from early morning till supper time to make this. So, all right, I'm gonna wrap it up. So stay happy, stay healthy, stay positive. This is Richard Mabey, signing off.